You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 43 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, FatalSaint? We are bringing you guys another game, and this time it is on Semwa. But I think first we should just say thanks to everyone who entered our quiz last week. We announced the winners in our previous episode, and we're still waiting on a few guys to actually come forward and collect their keys. So not the quiz winners. Quiz winners, you've been contacted, but other people who won it through the random draw, you guys still need to contact us regarding those sweet-ass beta keys, details of which have been revealed more this week. In fact, if you go and check out the official COH website.
Oh yeah, so thanks everybody for participating and all the nice little feedback we got of the last 3 questions of the quiz, which were, there were no right or wrong answers to those questions. That was a bit of market research for us, and it's very helpful, so thanks for that.
It's very useful, yeah.
Yeah, very, very useful. But today we have a game on Semwa between DevM and Rocky, and it's from the latest SNF qualifier tournament number 2, I guess.
It is indeed, yeah.
Yep, so we're at the 5-second mark. You ready to go, Tommy?
Yep, I'm ready.
Pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is from round 2 of that qualifier tournament. So that means it's still a best of 1. I think round 1 and 2 is best of 1, so then it's best of 3s for round 3 and 4.
That's correct. So this was a sudden death game between Rocky and DevM. They opted via a veto system to go for Semwa. Often when you give players a veto and Semwa is in the map pool, that tends to be the one that gets chosen more often than not, because it is considered to be the most balanced for the vanilla factions, at least. So
yeah, it's really anybody's game, I guess. Considering Langers is a great map, but I think a lot of players sees that's its axis favored. It's leaning to the Axis side, and Angoville is... There's a lot of people that just dislike Angoville. Maybe the brutal cutoff is just too much. So Semwa is like a good mix of everything in between. It's balanced for both VCO factions. There's, you can harass, but you don't have to harass. You can play it a little bit differently from time to time as well. So you can trick your opponent if they have, a certain mindset of, yeah, he's just gonna do this because he always does it. But, you can do something else instead. Like for DevM, I'm guessing to see, I'm hoping to see a Jeep from DevM, but I've seen games where he just goes for rifles, just normal style. But sometimes we get these Randy the Recon Jeeps just marauding across the map, just pawning units left and right and killing everything. But, it doesn't happen every game, and I think Semwa is one of those maps where you can do a little bit of whatever you really want to do.
Yeah, Jeeps can be nice here, but there's lots of green cover, which means that the power of pushing units out of cover is even better. But this kind of graveyard area is and all these kind of chairs and tables area, it's very tricky for a Jeep to operate around there without getting hung up on the pathing. So
yeah, they do get a bit stuck.
It's a trade-off. If you have the ability to keep a good eye on the Jeep and keep it micro correctly, don't let it get hung up on things, then it can be extremely powerful.
Oh my god, Rocky, Idle Pios on the top left-hand side corner. They did cap the munitions, but they have not moved away. They just started moving again, but they were hanging out for a little bit, I'm not sure, checking out the graphics of the points. I don't know what they were doing, but they were hanging out a little bit. But, it's going to be interesting to see how Rocky plays it out as Wehrmacht. We usually see, top players playing in this, what do you call it? It's the Wehrmacht box, right? The right-hand side and the middle.
Yeah, the Wehrmacht cube, yeah.
The cube.
You get the plus 16 munitions, you get the middle 2 plus 5 munitions, and you get the fuel next to the base. and it kind of just gets played out along there. We saw a bit of wire cutting here down in the south, but DevM lost 2 engineers to actually cut that wire.
Ooh.
DevM is trying to charge. He's trying to get through the wire, and he's going to make it just in time.
I just checked out the left-hand side. We had a Pio trying to hide from a rifleman squad, but DevM was not falling for it. He just chased him off. So Rocky was trying to hide on the map border on the left-hand side, but it didn't work. But the Volks seem to be reinforcing that wire that got cut. So I guess, considering everything, he got the wire cut, but he couldn't really capitalize on it because there were Volks defending it.
Yeah, that was it was a good little engagement there for Rocky. He lost nothing, just a little bit of health, and he killed 5 units there. So so that's a fair manpower deficit so early on for DevM.
Or 5 men. 5 men got killed. Yeah, two engineers and 3 rifles. So yeah, that's almost that is more than 100 manpower, isn't it?
The Volk Sniper MG build here from Rocky.
Here's a sniper.
First sniper is out. DevM unable to capitalize on the lack of capping power, on the lack of units from Rocky here, having had his first rifle and engineer forced to retreat so early on, and a very quick minesweeper out from Rocky as well, which is very nice to see.
Ooh, nice.
Getting that quick minesweeper, he doesn't want to have his sniper run into any pesky mines and lose him too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, hopefully he can protect it with his Volks and also sweep, keep his sweepers in combination with the Volks to sweep for mines, so they don't get hung up on mine explosions all over the place and get suppressed, and then get his sniper served by a flank or something. Now, as long as he can keep all of his Volks fairly healthy and high men on the squads themselves, they can defend against a single 2-pronged attack or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. His sniper needs to move out. It's just hanging out while Rocky's MG is moving on to the center of the field. His MG is now setting up a very nice flank protection. Yeah, very nice. He must have seen it. He must have seen them passing a point or something.
Yeah, I think he may have seen them passing that strategic point there. So that was another nice engagement there by Rocky. He forced a lot of manpower losses there. DevM really just stalling for time, not doing much else. It's still only managed to get 1 kill so far, I believe, but has taken a lot of manpower losses already, not just on the engineers but on the rifles as well. He's laid one nice little mine, but I don't know, unless the sniper runs into it, he's going to have a tough time making back the investment.
The sniper's actually going to get fairly close to it, but so are the Volts, and they're going to be 3 casualties to that 1 mine. That was a tricky investment, a little bit of a gamble from DevM, because if Rocky would have brought his sweepers up first, or combined with his sniper and his Volts going to the right-hand side, he would have just lost that 25 munitions instantly, because he did see it in the middle engagement with the 2 Volts and the Pios with the sweepers. So, a bit of a gamble, I think.
Sniper still going to work now. 3 kills. There we go. We do have another Volk squad being produced here by Rocky. I don't know. That seems like a bit of a strange build order to me. No reason why it can't work, but going for Volk, Sniper, MG, Volk. Normally, the extra unit is another MG for extra flank protection, but he's opting for 3 Volks, which, well, that's going to be quite a powerful and quite a mobile force.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but at the same time, if you have 3 Volk squads focus firing down any single unit, like a Flamer engineer or a rifleman squad for that matter, they do tend to make a lot of damage, especially when they're clumped up and there's 15 guys shooting at them. We did have a sweeper upgrade from one of the engineers from DevM when he's trying to harass the fuel outside of Rocky's base. So he waited for that sweeper upgrade actually before he went. It was just a few seconds of stalling to let the upgrade finish on his engineers, but it's just classic good play. He knows that fuel point might have been mined off because it's so generic from top tier players, or a lot of players really, to just mine off the top fuel, because that just continuously gets harassed by the American player during the game. So I think that was a good choice from DevM, just waiting those extra 10 seconds to get the sweepers go in there, so he just doesn't run in with his unupgraded vanilla engineers and hit a mine instantly and force retreat, making it completely pointless, because now Rocky's fuel is it's decapped. He's not getting any fuel income from that.
He's not getting any fuel, but he doesn't need that fuel either, because he's already got his tier 2 building up. He's going to be able to beat the M8, which is what DevM's first tech is going to be. He has built the motor pool, he's producing an M8 out of there. But Rocky he has the manpower to build a pack and that's, you know, he's safe against that, and he doesn't. As he's gone tier 2, fuel is not a major concern for him at this point in time.
Yeah, I guess, you know, as long as you can get the tier 2 out, so you can get some AT on the field, if your opponent goes for a mortar pool and an M8, you're pretty much golden. You're good, you know, you want to keep teching, obviously, you want to go for maybe Pumas, for example, or go directly to tier 4 if that's your, you know, if that's a gamble you're willing to take. But as long as you have the fuel needed to at least get the tier 2 out, you can prolong the game, you know, compared to if you've lost the fuel, like, you know, instantly in the beginning of the game and didn't have enough fuel to tech up to tier 2 or build the building itself, and the M8 rolls out, is pretty much GG unless you're doing some form of Volt spam and, you know, can kill it with a triple Fausts or something like that.
Well, you know, Rocky does have these 3... Oh, a nasty double shot there from the sniper on the 9th and 10th shot. But he does have 3 Volks, which is nice insurance versus that. He got a Gren first, which is quite a heavy investment into anti-infantry. Probably wasn't needed with the 3rd Volk, honestly.
How's it looking on munitions? Can he afford upgrading Shrek on the Grens?
Not at this point. In about a minute's time, he will. Just under a minute's time. So I don't think the M8 is going to be. It's not going to be able to, you know, bum rush him in the base and finish the game right here and now. But no. Rocky has opted to. He was building his campcraft center, but cancelled it to build himself a pack instead. So probably a sensible idea. But it looks like he does plan to get some veterancy and stick a little bit longer in tier 2.
Yeah, most likely might be forced to do that because his Volks are now taking a few casualties from the M8 and Rifleman as well. But I did see the Shrek.
There's a Shrek.
Shrek, yeah.
He got already. He got one already. Okay, fine. So
he could afford, you know, using the Shrek against the M8 and finish it off with a Faust if needed, for example. But for now, it's gonna be enough to hold the M8 out of the center where his MG is garrisoned in the church there, because the Shrek is gonna be a deterrent for the M8 just to go in, you know, headlong into an engagement and just park right next to the church. It's not gonna be able to do that. It's gonna have to kite these grenadiers, which is doing great job at. As usual with DevM, his light vehicle micro, especially Jeeps and M8s, are just, you know, it's so much fun to look at, really.
Yeah, dude, he already picked up one of those grenadiers. Now, Rocky really sticking quite religiously to this middle church here. He's had the MG in there for quite a while. They must have made themselves, you know, some few cups of tea and shit in there.
I don't know. Yeah,
they've been in there for about 5 minutes, you know, just not moving at all. He's not pushing for the cutoff, and he's not sort of backpedaling either.
He did a little cutoff move. I think he neutraled the point and then he got forced off by rifles.
He did for a little point, but he didn't bring the MG
up.
No,
he needed the MG on the front. He needed to protect the cutoff point, the strategic point. He needed to protect it, but he never did.
Oh, we have 2 lots of veterancy queued up. He's got 1 stripe of support vet and 1 stripe of infantry vet queued up, nice. One after the other, straight out the campground center. So very soon, DevM is going to find himself facing a vetted army, and these MGs and snipers, with just vet 1 support, can become very, very powerful indeed. Plus a bit of passive health regen for these 3 Volks is also going to be very powerful. So yeah, I'd say Rocky's in a pretty good position right now. DevM probably on the back foot, even with that M8, which he hasn't, you know, he's only got 3 kills on it so far. With the pack and the Shrek in the field, he's having to play fairly conservatively with it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to guard it as much as possible. He's got his MG setting up in the middle at the VP here. He's gonna most likely suppress his Rifleman squad unless it gets proper green cover. It does not, due to the directional cover of that green wall, and the MG is facing the other direction. And here comes the M8 as well. It's gonna start harassing the Grenadiers in the church, and they're not gonna be able to retaliate due to the length that you can shoot the Shrek compared to the M8 main gun.
Now this is the Wehrmacht cube I was talking about earlier that tends to develop.
I see that now.
Exactly what it looks like, and it happens quite a lot just because it's convenient for the Wehr player to take this much, but to take any more than this requires him to sort of split up his army and sort of extend past where a Wehrmacht player would normally be comfortable. So it's you know, you can obviously win a game just by camping out this kind of area. Purely because you still have a decent fuel income and you have both VPs. But it is important to maintain good pressure as well on the cutoff, because obviously that cutoff is part of the cube, and it's you know, it's easily within reach, within, you know, walking distance of that church, which Rocky loves so much.
Oh no! Uncloaked Pack took a pot shot at the sweeper engineers, which is gonna alert DevM that it actually is on the field now, and it's moved up past the bad house outside of Rocky's cutoff. You know, it was hanging out at that green covered truck there, the ruined truck.
Ooh.
But yeah, now he moved it up, and unfortunately it took an uncloaked pack shot on the engineer. So now DevM knows it's there, and DevM is doing the right choice now. He's sending it to the left-hand side instead. You know, I can't really go into the center. There's a Shrek there, combined with a pack now which just fired at me. I'll go harass units capping somewhere instead.
We have a sniper out from DevM. He's taking a couple of shots on some grenadiers here. 2 kills. He is going to probably be on the lookout to snipe Rocky's sniper, get the counter snipe on there, which will be very, very helpful indeed, helping him to push up, you know, maybe get some bars which will allow him to take on these Grens, especially if we see Bet 2 infantry. Bars are probably going to be a necessity just to stay on the level.
Yeah, I agree. I think so as well. But yeah, DevM did go WSC, and I saw his sniper floating around. But you know, after a while, when they couldn't get a counter snipe because the enemy Axis sniper, rocket sniper, was on the opposite side of the church, he decided to start plugging away at the grenadiers, which is the best choice, to be honest. You know, it nets you the most veterancy, and it costs the opponent most manpower to reinforce those squads.
Yeah, exactly. We've got now the church stolen. The Kraut. Oh wow, is that double snipers?
Double snipers now, yeah,
that is
from
double
DevM.
snipers. Ooh,
Sexy.
Nasty.
I'm trying to look at the one at the top here. We got 3 volts here against barred rifles, which just popped in the middle of the engagement. I think he was trying to decrew the 88 or the AT gun, the pack, but he didn't manage to. So now he off-mapped, I think, you know, in the middle of basically everything. But I think actually Rocky's gonna get away completely unharmed from that artillery shot. It was placed in the middle of the Volks, I think. He should have probably placed it a little bit more to the right on the pack instead, as that is the easiest target to shoot at with off maps, since they're so slow to move away compared to infantry squads.
A nice timing push though by DevM, with the bars popping at a good time as well. And
yeah,
now double snipers really going to capitalize. You know, it's going to force tech from Rocky, I think, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's getting a Puma now, so good play from him. You know, with the pack and Puma combination with the Shrek Grens, you know, even double snipers aren't going to be. Ooh.
As you say that, yeah, the pack gets decrewed. It is protected by a mine, and I think DevM is gonna try to go for the steel, but he might hit this mine. He might skirt around it. Is he magically gonna skirt around that mine? My God, he is.
Wow.
That was a
deliberate move. Whether
Not sure.
Whether he saw the mine get placed there, or he's placing a mine of his own.
No, this is not a deliberate move. Then that was just a fluke coincidence.
Surely.
Ah, there it goes.
Oh wow.
But that man on the manning the stolen pack actually lives. Here comes the MG to stop. I'm not sure. Did he plant that mine successfully or not?
I don't know. You got to tell me.
Yeah,
You're the one
I think he did. He must have. I think he popped the 2 XP just as that MG's opened up on him. So that was very really in the nick of time to get that mine placed. I wonder if the MG saw him. Something must have seen him as the MG opened up on him. Yeah.
He's gonna. Oh wow! I thought his first Pioneer was gonna smack into that mine. That he'd just seen place. That would have been a facepalm moment. But here comes the first Puma now. First Puma on the field. He's lost the pack, but he does still have 2 Shreks in terms of AI versus the M8.
Yeah, AT against M8, 2 Shreks, you know, it's good enough. But now the pack is actually revealed himself. It's been stolen. He moved over to the munitions point there.
There's mines, blob.
Oh, nice!
It's gonna hit mines.
Oh, mines go off to the right and left of the church. Oh, triple Faust, however, on the M8, and it's kind of stuck a little bit if the Shrek could just fire.
Small arms fire.
But the Shrek can't get it off! He just couldn't shoot the Shrek in time before the M8.
Oh, but there's another Shrek coming up from the other side!
Oh my God.
M8's stuck in the water.
He did hit a mine with those grenadiers as well, but there's nothing.
Oh
no!
Oh, he misses. He should have gotten closer. He needs to get closer. He's not gonna.
He's not gonna be able to reload, I think.
No, he's not gonna be able to get it, especially now with double snipers here. They're gonna pick him off.
Yeah. But I think he's gonna blindly charge it here. It's gonna be M8 rage, but he does retreat in the nick of time before getting double sniped and killed. Oh, pack is decrewed by the Puma.
The Puma could get him.
Oh my God, I gotta keep watching
this. One penetration on that M8.
I gotta keep watching this. Come on, Puma! Stickies? No stickies, DevM. DevM has no stickies, and the pack has been decrewed. He's got about 80! M8 actually goes down to the Puma. That was brilliant. Nicely played from Rocky there. He just needed a little bit of damage
there without losing the Puma, and then it'll all have been worth it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the sticky upgrade, and he didn't throw one, and he's floating 170 munitions, and you know, a caliber of DevM, he would have thrown a sticky if he had stickies.
So is this going to be us? No, he was faking.
He's faking.
He was faking. Yeah.
Oh, there it's
No,
sticky.
he wasn't faking.
Oh, He was. I don't know what he was doing.
That was
double fake.
That was
double bluff. It was a double bluff. Now he's chasing this Puma with the 2 barred rifles. And he's going to be able to stick it to death if he gets lucky. Let's see if he gets another sticky off. Here's one, he's reaching for it. There's one, but I think he might need one more, depending on the crit. Out of control.
It's got to be it.
And it's netting him in some nice veteran situation for one of his barred rifles. That's really good, and he gets out of the nick of time before the infantry support comes to back up the Puma, before it got taken out by that sticky from DevM. Second Puma now on the field from Rocky, however. It's going to be a little bit of a problem. He's got a stolen pack, which is you know, really beneficial for DevM now. Packs against Pumas completely reliable. You know, it's a very good counter.
Packs are good against hitting light vehicles generally.
Yeah, even without the cloak bonus, you don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. Something else is building, I think, out of the motor pool. Is that another M8?
It is an AT gun, actually, so I think DevM is safing a little bit.
Okay, so he just wants... I mean, he's got anti-infantry pretty much covered at this point. You know, he's got 2 snipers, which if he micros correctly, he's not going to lose, really. And then he's got, you know, he's got artillery, he's got barred rifles.
Oh, Shrek drop in the graveyard! Wow. Sorry for interrupting you. Let's see if these...
He's got
the Volks are going to be close
but
enough.
Getting it with Volks is like, oh, I don't know. You know, you pick up a Shrek with Volks. I mean, I suppose it's more sniper resistant than a Gren squad.
Yeah, that's true. It's 5 compared to 4 men. That's true. Ooh, nice trigger grenade. No.
Nicely dodged, but it does force a retreat there, pushing the unit out of cover into the fire of the MG there. But these double snipers really make themselves known. Where is Rocky's sniper? It's finally coming here to the middle.
There it is, behind the hedge, but he's uncloaked, and one of DevM's snipers might be moving to the right-hand side of the hedge there. He was going to try to take a shot on the MG, I think, but never took the shot. Counters! No! The Axis sniper laid down on the ground to get the counter snipe in, but never got it. And this MG now with only 1 man, it's a bait, it's a sniper bait. I wonder if DevM knows this. Oh, nice force retreat on the only thing that can stop this Puma now, going on a rampage against the pack and the flamers. But the second AT gun.
Backing up Ace 57, overlapping AT guns.
Oh, Axis sniper takes a shot and the ally sniper takes out the MG. What?
I think he was going for the counter sniper. I think he hit attack move, but he didn't quite get the shot off. Rocky sniper has got to be having the unit snipe tiger.
Oh no! Second. Oh, both of the sniper misses. The bullet goes into the wall of the graveyard. The fencing of the graveyard took a sniper bullet instead of the Axis sniper. Nice sticky on the Puma here. It just does get the crew off the pack, but the 57 is still alive, and the Puma is now dead.
Treat the sniper, Rocky. You got no support out here.
Oh, yeah, he is retreating now. Oh, might get a lucky bar crit or something on retreat on negative cover road. Does not look like a second Axis sniper now from Rocky as well.
Sniper, okay. I mean, well, Rocky's actually lost a lot more than I thought he had. You know, in terms of Grenadiers, you know, of course, he lost that squad that was carrying a Shrek. That was a huge loss. He's lost his MG, he's lost his pack. His army is actually a lot smaller than it was just a few minutes ago. The loss of the MG is really critical because now DevM is quite free to just open up on the Grenadiers with his snipers and force those guys into a quick retreat, as well as, you know, he can just make a big blob of bars and just rush Rocky off the field because he doesn't have the anti-infantry firepower. What Rocky is doing is he's got himself 2 snipers and he is adding a 3rd to the mix as well.
Well, what it really depends on now is the counter snipes from either player, really. The counter snipe can change the game to either player's favor, depending on who gets the counter snipe and who doesn't. But you know, if Rocky can get the 2 allied snipers out of the picture and have 3 snipers still on the field, you know, 3 snipers gonna force a retreat of a rifleman squad because it goes down to, you know, half total men from 6 to 3 men, and they're just gonna be forced to retreat. Otherwise, they'll, you know, fear the annihilation, complete annihilation of the rifleman squad. So, you know, it kind of depends on the counter snipes now for Rocky. He needs the counter snipes, really, because as you said, he's lost quite a bit. Gren, MG stolen, and pack stolen. Not destroyed, they were both stolen.
Yeah, it's not a great situation. I mean, 3 snipers, I don't know. Against sniper spam, you know, which both players are kind of doing at this point, or at least, you know, just kind of grouping them all up into one control group and just kind of attack moving around the map. You know, what's going to be really good for DevM is this on-map 105 that he's just constructed is great against this kind of play. And, you know, from Rocky, he could build a Nebelwerfer and get the same kind of effect. Nebels are great against this kind of heavy sniper play because you can put it down on their general area, force a retreat, then get a counter snipe, or just force a retreat and take them out of the equation entirely, and have the field free from snipers for, you know, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, the Nebels really do deny free roam of infantry, and that does include support weapons or snipers.
Lots of snipers, and there's
a one of Hans goes down.
Sniper usage by Rocky there. I mean, he was really just, you know, all in one blob. He wasn't moving after firing.
Oh, grenades now!
Multiple shots at the same time, and there goes lots of grenades.
Lots of grenades. One from the Grenadiers and one from the board rifle from DevM.
If he focused down that Volt.
It's very low health, extremely low health. The Bars are trying to do it, but the Axis sniper. Oh, counter snipe! One misses and one hits. Two Vet2 snipers now from DevM. And Nebel does go down around the center where the snipers were, and on map goes down onto the house.
The classic counter. Here comes a bike.
Oh no! That bike could have gone for it. The pack is not facing the right direction.
Just a little bit further. I guess he saw the rifle and figured he would just lose it to a sticky or so. Also,
probably.
You know, if he's going to use the bike, he needs his own sniper to be there for the counter snipe when it forces the inevitable decloak and retreat. So.
Yeah, but Rocky's down to one sniper now. You know,
yeah,
even if he gets the decloak, from 3 down to 1, and DevM is still in possession of 2 snipers.
He built 3 to take on DevM's 2 and lost 2 of them. Yeah. He's not winning the sniper wars right now, and he really only has himself to blame for that one. I mean, he wasn't moving after the shot, and he was firing multiple times in a row. It's just begging for it, really.
Ooh, mine goes off just to the right-hand side of the middle VP on the road. It did take out a few riflemen, but the snipers were fairly close. If they were a little bit closer, they might have died in the explosion as well. But they were just out of range to get damage from that mine.
It's a lot of map control from DevM at this point, and not so many units out from Rocky. What is he building? He's building himself a Stug now, so I guess he fears kind of vehicle play. He's gonna kick himself in the teeth, though, when he sees that he just runs into a pack of 57 and a 105. You know,
and stickies from 4 rifles.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think a
Stug
Stug
still alive.
Obviously, with our clairvoyance, we can say that the Stug is not the great choice here, but I don't know. You know, you get a Vet2 Stug, it's decent against anti-infantry. I mean,
yeah, it's good.
Stugs are just those kind of tanks. They're good against everything.
Yeah,
but they're not great against infantry, which is basically the only thing he's facing right now.
Oh, Nebel now in the center graveyard is gonna force the retreat of the Flamers, maybe the Sweepers as well. Very, very close. But here comes the on-map now. It's gonna go in on. I'm not sure where it's actually hitting. Nebel. Oh, it's hitting the Nebel.
Oh, so he is.
Oh, one shot takes out one of the men crewing the gun, but the others basically smacks into the water instead of the road. I guess that's what you get firing into Fog of War.
Yeah, Pioneer got taken out by 3 marauding rifles here on the left-hand side. Rocky's been capping up with these couple of Pios on the left-hand side, trying to take back a little bit of territory, and he has done so, you know, decently. He's got a decent income back, but he's still behind in terms of units, and he's behind in the sniper war as well. So he really needs to put that bike and sniper combo to good use.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard as DevM is just floating around the center. I think DevM is doing, you know, good and bad at the same time. He is protecting himself in the center. He's guarding the center VP.
Oh, here comes the charge on the snipers in the middle.
Oh, pack misses, but the sniper's not gonna. The bike actually goes down to the 57 instead. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, off map on the Grens and Volks on the right hand side, and the sniper there. I think they're gonna be.
Waste of
oh wow! Lucky scatter shot the first shell from that 105 howitzer shoot.
Yeah, it was a bit lucky. I thought he was gonna be safe there, but no. Yeah, 2. And now if those snipers come up, you know, there's a 2-man Gren squad out there and a 2-man Volk squad, so potential for some big squad losses. 2 bar squads coming in on the retreat path as well. I really like the way that DevM is turning this situation into his favor right now.
Yeah, he's completely boxing in the Axis player now. He's so boxed in. And the first thing that the Shrek does is hit the green cover wall protecting them.
Yeah, takes out his own cover.
Unlucky. Unlucky.
Oh! Wow, it's on map, directly on top of the sniper!
Whoa, I see the 19 XP. He did get it. I think he fired that just as his rifles charged in. Oh, broken arrow, however, as well. He did shoot the howitzer on the center, you know, around the VP there. I think to deny him from retreating or, you know, backpedaling to the left-hand side instead of retreating back to base as his 2 rifleman squads came in from that direction. So the 105 was placed as denial of movement of the Axis forces, I think.
That was, yeah, I don't know, yeah. It seemed like a weird place to put it, but I guess it made sense. Because he had the bars in front. He had the snipers coming around the back, and then he had the artillery to prevent any kind of movement.
Yeah, he prevented him from going to the left-hand side. The only choice he had were to like retreat through the 2 barred rifles, which is, all things considered, with 2 men, fairly damaged 2-man squads. You're gonna lose them to 2 barred rifles standing in the way of your retreat path.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, he did lose that Gren squad, and it's down to just his 2 initial Volks, isn't it?
He lost a Volk as well.
Of course, he built 3, didn't he?
Yeah, two Volk Sniper MG Volk. So I think that Rocky is slowly and steadily getting, ground into, it's grinded into the ground, really.
Well, he has gone Terra, and he does have 4.5 CPs.
Oh.
So, he's pretty close to a KT, and, even with stickies and a pack and a 57, that's not really enough to kill a KT. A KT is just such a badass that it could just, roll through that, especially, with 2 Stugs, two Stugs in support. I must be fucking have a crystal ball or something, because that's exactly what Rocky has done. He's got... Oh, wow.
Nebel goes down to the first shell of the on-map howitzer. Rocky's not happy, I think.
Not happy, no, and I can feel his frustration. The first shell taken out the Nebel was most unfortunate, but that it teaches an important lesson. Shoot and scoot, shoot and scoot.
Yeah. Shift click your commands, people. Shoot your barrage and then shift click just anywhere, just away from where you're shooting the barrage from.
And preferably don't fire your barrage from some delicate place like
the bridge,
where you're going to have a blob of infantry in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. Yeah, try to have it on some random place somewhere.
Well,
where
a
there's
good place
not
for
a
a
lot
Nebel
of
is
movement.
behind that house on the right hand side, because then even if an artillery shell does come in, it's going to hit the building instead.
Yeah.
And the Nebel fires directly upwards, so there's no danger from parking yourself right underneath it.
Yeah, there's no chance of the Nebel rockets randomly hitting the house instead of going where you aim for. But compared to 105, if you build it too close to a house, for example, you're just gonna smack right into it.
Yeah. Rocky has this very neat, very healthy army. It's just he doesn't have a whole lot to do with it right now. He's got 2 Volks, 2 Stugs, 1 Sniper, and a Pioneer. It's just not very big.
No, it's very slim.
It's a nice, neat army. He's got vets around the place, and he's now getting himself something else. What does he get? He's getting vet 3 tanks. Don't know if I agree. Oh wow! Oh wow!
Oh my God, that was a Volk squad, wasn't it?
That was a whole Volk, and that was a Shrek'd up Volk as well.
No, and he doesn't drop the Shrek to get picked up either.
It's probably better, to be honest, because he had nothing to pick it up with.
It would have been stolen by DevM, most likely.
That is insane.
But he does have vet 2 on his Stugs now. I saw when he built his 2.
He's getting vet 3 as well. He's getting vet 3
as well.
I don't agree with that choice as a tech choice. I think he needs Grens and he needs...
Yeah, well, that's 300 manpower. The fuel maybe he can spare, but it's 300 manpower. You can get a Gren squad for that. We do have a Goliath out now, but he did not have time enough to cloak in the crater.
I would have laughed if the 57 shell had just smacked into the Goliath and just owned it in the first shot. Rocky probably would have just, rage quit right there and then. But there we go, vet 3 tanks, skirted up Stugs. The pack isn't going to be able to do too much to them, but the 57 with AP rounds is definitely going to be able to go right through those.
Yeah, the real downside to Stugs is that they have fairly low health, so when they do get penetrated on the frontal armor, or if they get shot in the rear armor, yeah, it does a lot of damage. Wow,
what is he
instant
doing? What is he
suppression.
doing?
I'm not sure, don't park it next. Oh, he's getting sticky.
No.
Oh, he hit a mine and actually exploded right next to his own Stug. It didn't do that much damage, but he now got double stickied, and 57, wow, got killed instantly. That was the, I don't know, the briefest engagement I've ever seen with Stugs vet 3 dying so quickly. And now on map on the Stug as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was... don't go too close to your own stuff with your Goliaths. They're just little machines packed full of fucking C4 or TNT or something. Explosives. It's not good.
A minor victory for Rocky. He does manage to polish off a whole Vet 1 rifle at this point of the game. Probably not too important, but here comes the KT now.
Ooh,
I
KT
don't
on
know
the
if it's going to
field.
be able to turn around Rocky's situation, given he only has 3 units on the field. As the KT is more of a force multiplier than a force adder. But we shall have to see what he does with it.
Yeah, off-map combat group was unlocked by DevM a while ago, and it's been floating a lot. He had over, I think, 1,200 manpower or 1,400 manpower or so, and he bought one now. And he got a Hellcat, an M8, a rifle, and a mortar. So no insane amount of AT, but at the same time he does have the 57, even though he's getting shot at by the King Tiger now. But the stolen pack, and you know, he can block with the M8, whatever, and the Hellcat can lay in some hurt, and it's gonna be completely alone now.
Oh
That's the main
it's
issue.
got
He's
no
alone.
and he just crushed the only shot blocker that might have saved him from the 57.
Oh. That Hellcat is taking a lot of beating, however, and Rocky is not happy. He is not happy.
He is not happy. I can feel his pain to a certain extent. I mean, although a lot of the luck only came when the game was pretty much, you know, leaning pretty damn heavily away from him anyway. So
Well, he had 2 you know, annihilations, the Nebel and that Volk squad on the first shell of an artillery hit. Sure, but at the same time he had already lost his 2 Grens, his one of the
3
Volks,
snipers.
and you know, other things had already died, and his army was so small by that
yeah,
point.
it
that
was the
it was
snipers
kinda
that really
over
killed
anyway.
him more than anything else there. I think if he had just dealt with the snipers and you know, used them a little bit better himself.
Whoa, he takes out the pack with the main gun from the
KT.
immobilized KT. It's immobilized by Sticky, and it's just been sitting there. Here comes the M8. I'm not sure what it's
come on, M8 mine,
pretending
M8
to
mine.
do, but
On the
M8
immobilized.
mine. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I guess Sticky off on it instead, and the KT actually misses the M8. Oh, with 3 rifles.
3, very nice
Sweet.
indeed.
Nebel gets decrewed by the Volt squad from Rocky, but it's basically the only thing actually capable of fighting now. He's got a Pio and another Pio and a Volt squad. That's, you know, slimmer than slim.
Don't forget the husk of the KT. The gunner's still alive in there. He can whip out his
Somewhere.
Luger.
Oh, Pio gets taken out by the snipers from DevM on retreat, and now
Where are those
artillery in the
snipers? How many
base.
kills do they have?
I don't know, they're both Vet 2.
Oh, they're both retreating.
Yeah, they're both retreating.
Yeah, we'll have to find out in a second.
We
More
have a
space.
cheeky MG emplacement from DevM protecting the left-hand side VP as well. I didn't even see
I
that
saw that
before.
go up a little while ago actually. Yeah.
No one's been there, so
Yeah, I think he was playing the long game initially.
yeah. But after getting so many unit annihilations, it's been pretty much over for Rocky. It's just been fighting, you know, an impossible uphill battle. What can you really do?
Counter snipe.
Yeah,
That's what
it basically, you know, he needed those counter snipes, didn't get it, and after that it was just, you know, inevitable doom for him.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, let's check out the kill count snipers. 17 and 17 both.
17-17.
That's nasty, especially when you consider most of those are like MG pack crews and grenadiers and
Grens.
stuff. It's
Oh,
you
so
know,
many
it's
Gren kills.
it does get pretty pricey. You know, 34 guys at whatever 34 manpower ago, 35 manpower ago, and you're looking at a pretty hefty bill.
Yeah, it does get costly very quickly. As we say in every game, there's snipers where you don't really pay, you know, that much attention to them. It doesn't seem like they're doing so much, but after a while you just look back on them just to check out their kills, and they're up to, you know, like 17, 24, or, you know, it's like, it's gonna be, it's fairly costly. Say that, you know, mainly if you do an average of the cost of, you know, reinforcing a squad, maybe if you kill MG and pack crews and, you know, grenadiers, maybe the average is somewhere around 30. Let's just say 30. So 10 kills is 300 manpower, 20 kills is 600 manpower. You know, it gets 20 kills. Doesn't take you too long to get 20 kills.
Not too long. I mean, yeah, these guys combined got 34, so
Yeah.
pretty damn efficient, if you ask me. Oh, and of course, we should probably say, you know, by the time the people are watching this, the COH pre-alpha testing has gone live.
Oh yeah, right.
The alpha stress testing has gone live, so actually I can say stuff that is actually on the NDA right now when we're recording. which is
That's
because just one thing just occurred to me. When you watch at the end of the game right now in Company of Heroes, you have some basic match stats to do with, like, you know, points mostly, aren't they? You know, it's like 7,000 points in vehicle or something. It's fairly generic and it's fairly shitty. Yeah, exactly. It's fairly pointless. But in Code 2, they've actually really, really overhauled them in a really good way. And they've even got this chart which is for efficiency, and it has the efficiency of all your units as a percentage. So it's like, you know, for example, if you have a sniper that costs 340 manpower and does, you know, 340 manpower worth of damage, then it's been efficient, but it hasn't been any more than 100% efficient.
Yeah.
So and it'll show that as 100%, and if you do, you know, 680 manpower, then that'll be, you know, 200% efficient, and so on. And in one of the games I played versus Sepha at the multiplayer event on Thursday, one of his tanks against me ended up being something like 1,200% efficient or something like that. Whoa. Something insane. He got like 70 kills or something crazy.
Oh.
The balance is still pretty much fucked in the beta.
Yeah, I guess they haven't really, you know, tested it on any enormous scale yet, but you know, that's soon to be. And at the same time, it's gonna be cool to have those very specific stats and the more analytics approach thing to it, like you said, with you know, how efficient they are,
and you can
especially
see, like,
with like stuff like super tanks and shit. There's like a 50,000 times efficient, but holy crap, it's gonna be interesting, I must say. Yeah. But yeah, very good game. You know, up until late mid game or so, Rocky had a good fighting chance, but after failing the counter snipes and, you know, just getting too bold with the snipers and getting double counter sniped himself, and then just losing, you know, unit preservation went down the drain. What can you really do when you start losing unit that rapidly and do a few poor engagements where DevM just basically capitalized completely, and, you know, either polished off units or just basically capped the whole map? Yeah, it's just over about that point. It's just so over. And, you know, apart from, you know, even though Rocky did not enjoy the artillery luck, you know, that happens now and then in games, and it's gonna happen, you know, for more future games. But at the same time, I think when the Nebel and the Volk died from the first artillery shell, it was basically already DevM's game. Even though even if he wouldn't have gotten it, I don't think one Volk and one Nebel would have, you know, stopped the onslaught of two Vet 2 almost Vet 3 snipers and, you know, Vet 3 barred rifles. You know, it's just too much. Rocky had nothing. DevM had a lot. Way too much for Rocky to handle.
Indeed, and he went on to face Symbiosis in SNF, which I'll be watching tonight because we are recording this on Sunday evening.
Yes.
So thanks guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, etc., as you usually do, and we'll see you guys for this episode. Later.